To continue with what you saw with the natural resources and how to develop the natural resources and the conservation of natural resources, it continues with the amount of usage of land. Okay, so land can be classified into plateaus, cultivation land, cultivation or agricultural land, and also mountains. So there are few processes by which the land gets degraded. Degradation is nothing but it is getting destroyed. So what are those? First one is deforestation. Deforestation is nothing but cutting off trees. Second one is industrial wastes. First one is deforestation, second one is industrial waste. Industrial waste is where all the waste from the industries is deposited in few land areas. If you see, there are few parts of in a few parts of your city which is filled with garbage. Okay, this is how they store garbage in a place, that is the waste in a place, and the land in that area gets degraded. Then overuse of fertilizers. Fertilizers are nothing but the chemicals. When there is overuse of fertilizers, it also causes problems to the land. Then comes quarrying. Quarrying is nothing but breaking down of the huge rocks. Okay, that is called as quarrying. So where the places where they break down the huge rocks and make into small pieces is called as quarrying. And then overgrazing. Overgrazing is nothing but where you allow the animals, domestic animals, to graze the land is called as overgrazing. And then comes mining. So mining is nothing but where you drill through the earth and take up the minerals from the earth. So from the inner part of the earth, that's called as mining. So these are the different processes by which the land gets degraded. And there are few methods by which you can conserve land, conservation of land. Okay, so that can be afforestation. Afforestation is nothing but planting of trees. When you start planting trees, the root of all the plants and trees has the capacity to withhold the soil. So that is the reason afforestation can be considered as a preserving method for land. Then comes planting shelter belts. Planting shelter belts is where you plant the small plants as shelter belts. So in a shelter belt, you are planting these plants in order to maintain the soil and also to fix the soil. Then comes checking over irrigation. So when there is a cultivation happening, we have to always check the irrigation process, whether it is over irrigated, whether the land is getting over irrigated. Then comes the terrace farming. Terrace farming is where the farming is done in steps. First step, so when it is done in steps, when there is an erosion happening, if there is a degradation happening to the land, the fertile region of the soil will be carried to each step of that terrace farming. Okay, that is what is called as land conservation. Then comes soil as a resource. Now you saw how land is getting degraded and